What's up, y'all? It's your man G-Wade holding it down, G-Wade Podcast. Listen, I told y'all, we sit down and we talk to all the stars and celebrities, a.k.a. the businessmen and women of Atlanta. And on tonight, we are here at the Atlanta Medical Association Heritage Fund, and we're talking to all the medical physicians, all the people within the health field, man, and doing amazing things within our community. And I have the pleasure of sitting with Bryan Okosun.
How you doing?
Second-year medical student at
doing?
Morehouse. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. Great day.
That is what's up, man. This is good. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad I'm getting to sit down and talk to you. First of all, you know, it's amazing that you're a part of the board, a member at large.
Thank you.
Of the board. But I've been talking to some of the seasoned medical doctors.
Yeah.
And, you know, since you're in your second year, let's come from this perspective. How important is it to see African Americans, young African Americans, pursuing a field in healthcare?
I think it's very important, especially, you know, what's going on today's climate. You know, coming off of 2020, you know, we had a lot of tensions, or, you know, racial disparities were very apparent. So, you know, having a chance to see, you know, physicians out here, you know, doing good things for the community, you know, represent the black community, you know, it serves as a, you know, model for, you know, young black children, you know, to, you know, pretty much to show them, like, hey, you can do this, you know, hey, you know, whatever you think are limiting you in terms of, you know, achieving what you want, you know, anything is possible. And you do have people out there who are just like you, who have achieved things, people who have come from all types of backgrounds. So the fact that they're out here, you know, the fact that we have young physicians, you know, physicians who have been a part of this organization, you know, out here continuously, you know, providing to our community, you know, it's heartwarming, you know, especially as a medical student, you know, to see them, you know, continue this initiative. And, you know, my goal in life, you know, once I finish training, is just to, you know, continue the initiative they have here, just grow it. And, you know, I'm happy to be part of this e-board. That
is what's up. Now, what was the inspiration? What inspired you? Who inspired you to want to even, you know, step into the field?
Yeah. So initially, my mother was the first person to inspire me. She was a nurse at Emory. Right now, she does travel nursing.
Okay.
You know, she exposed me to healthcare. But initially, I wouldn't say that it was an initial person per se besides my mother, but it's more so my exposure to healthcare. So during my summer, after my sophomore year, I had the chance to do the Summer Health Professions Education Program. And that's a program where they're trying to encourage minorities to go into medicine.
Okay.
So I had the chance to do that, and after that, you know, I met a few mentors along the way. For example, Dr. Bryan David Blake.
Okay.
He's actually, you know, he's very associated with the Atlanta Medical Association. You know, he's helped me along the way. Dr. Collier, who you probably talked to earlier.
Absolutely.
You know, he's helped me along the way. And yeah, you know, everyone I've met through the AMA have just kept me going. You know, my father as well has kept me going, and, you know, family support has been a big role in this.
Now, in the world of social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, now we got Threads. in the world of all this social media, how focused do you have to be to not to want to become an influencer?
So, you know, it's funny because we do have medical influencers. I do have.
You're not in class TikTok dancing, are you?
No. I haven't gotten into that space. You know, I'm not really interested in it. You know, it's all about knowing your purpose. You know, I know my purpose for sure right now is, you know, to get through medical school. You know, to give back through volunteering. Like, I'm involved in Black Men in White Coats, so. Our mission with the Morehouse chapter is just to, you know, go around the local community and give back as much as possible. You know, of course, you know, spending time with family and friends and, you know, continuously learning, you know, going to events like this, networking. Those are my focuses right now.
Gotcha.
So, you know, once you know your purpose, you know, anything else is just a side quest, is how we call it. But, you know, it's tempting. You know, but I would say I'm open to social media.
Okay.
But the reason is because if I could find a way to use my platform, which, you know, I have ideas.
Yeah.
But once I find a way, you know, to use of my platform where it's like, okay, this is what I definitely want to do. This is how I can make a change in my community. You know, I'll go for it. You know, I'm all for social media if you use it for the right ways.
Absolutely.
Influencers do make good money. You know, they get paid for sure. So it's tempting, but, you know, you have to know where your purpose lies. And at the moment is, you know, doing what I do.
Now, you know, when it comes to like the MCAP, they say that there are biases with the test.
Yeah.
How familiar are you, and are you concerned with that?
So I'm pretty familiar with it, especially as a student who's taken the MCAT in the last 3 years. So the biases that are associated with it that I've learned about and that I've experienced is certain questions are written, for certain groups to recognize. And on top of that, you go to certain schools. Let's say somebody grew up in a predominantly African American community. Sometimes despite their education, they might not have had the same exposure to test taking skills. They might know all the knowledge in the world,
right?
But test taking is actually a skill that can be learned. It doesn't matter what your knowledge is. So I know the double AMC is doing some things to mitigate that.
Okay.
They're trying to continuously expose test prep to minority students. But it's a struggle that that is continuously serving as a hurdle for African Americans. So continuously trying to expose them to resources early on is one of the ways we're trying to tackle it. Also just providing mentorship, giving back to those who are going along the same path as me. If I see anybody, early in their journey, I just try to provide resources. Because at the end of the day, the hurdle is there, but it's something we have to get through right now. And then once we get to that position, we can make the changes. So just try to continuously get people to medical school is our goal right now. Yeah.
So how important is it to walk into a medical practice and see people who look like us?
It's great. So the interesting thing about medicine right now, just in general is, representation in medicine matters. Meaning, your outcomes are more likely to be better, when you have a physician that looks just like you. So, especially being a city in Atlanta, I think we're a little spoiled, seeing African-American physicians, everywhere. But this summer, for example, I was in San Francisco. I was working in biotech.
Okay.
And, going around the area, there's diversity in San Francisco, but it's not like Atlanta per se. So it made me really realize that, the importance of having African-American physicians, especially in those communities that don't have, especially in communities that don't have a lot of African-Americans, continuously trying to expose ourselves, whether it's through telemedicine or, doing outreach programs or community volunteering. Any way we can reach African-Americans around the country, that's something I'm looking forward to get engaged in the future.
Okay. Now, what field, what area of practice are you pursuing?
Ophthalmology.
Ophthalmology.
Yes.
Okay, that's what's up. Why so?
I'm for sure I'm interested in the prevalence of diabetes and what epigenetic factors or societal factors cause diabetes.
Okay.
But also I would like to thank one of my mentors, Dr. Nanita Brown. She exposed me to ophthalmology.
Okay.
And, I just fell in love with it. The eyeball is a very interesting, sight is a very interesting phenomenon because, I think most people don't really appreciate it until, it's gone.
Until it's gone, right.
And, diabetes is continuously growing, especially among minority community. So, the importance of, letting people know the dangers of diabetes or nutrition and good diet. An ophthalmologist serves a vital role in that because, glaucoma, sight conditions, glaucoma is not related necessarily to diabetes, but sight conditions are real. And, it's really impacting our community and, it's preventable blindness. So any way that I can help mitigate that, I'm down for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You said second year, right?
Yes, second year.
And so, what do you say to the young students, coming up that's behind you that has a passion for it, that has a passion for it?
Yeah.
What do you say to them?
The main thing I would like to say is, I know a lot of times in life, especially I've been told this, people tell you only can do one thing. You only can be, engineer, doctor, nurse, whatever career path it is. But in reality, if you have multiple passions, you can find a way to do it. If you like dancing, you like medicine, there's a way to do it. People are always going to constantly tell you that you're not good enough for this, that. I mean, I had a counselor tell me that I wasn't good enough for medical school.
Wow.
My GPA was a 3.75. It wasn't, it's pretty competitive in my eyes. So, just be cognizant of the fact that, people will tell you that you're not good enough for certain positions. But, just being confident in yourself, seeking mentorship. I don't think I would be where I am today without mentorship. So
Absolutely.
If you meet somebody, try to stay in contact with them and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah. And how important is the Ask a Black Doctor? Are you familiar with it?
I'm familiar with it.
Okay, how important is that? How do you view it?
I view it as a positive platform. Like I was saying earlier on when we started talking, there's a lot of biases or misinformation that's going around, and it's been pretty prevalent in the last few years. So having a chance to speak to a physician who's in the field, someone who understands the minority struggle, someone who currently works and sees patients every day, I think it's very important for mitigating and responding to some of those misconceptions that happen in our community. So I hope that initiative continues to grow. I see a lot of potential in it, and whoever's in it, all the doctors involved, administrative, personnel, keep going. It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
It's initiative.
Well, Bryan Okosun, certainly a pleasure sitting down talking to you, man. I want to encourage you to continue to pursue.
Thank you.
We need more, African Americans, more brothers like you, man, because my doctor, my physician is an African American, doctor, and it's you mentioned it earlier, just the communication.
Yeah.
And again, this is not knocking or saying anything negative about anyone that's not a black person, an African American doctor. But it's just the nuances in which we speak, the way we understand the experiences that we have. It's easy to identify when you can talk to someone who looks like you.
Yeah.
If people wanted to find out more about you, they want to see you doing your TikTok dances, where do they go?
I'm not really on Instagram in terms of in terms of physician content or medical student content, but you can find me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
My profile is very public. As I'll continue to post content on there, so you can just search up my name, Bryan Okosun, and you can find me on LinkedIn.
That is what's up. Well, my brother, man, I certainly appreciate you sitting down, man.
Thank you.
And it's good to get it from your perspective. Like I said, I've been sitting down all night, hearing the mature, the vets in the game.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear the students talk about it as well, man. So,
Thank you.
much success to you, man.
Thank you.
That's what's up, man.
Thank you.
That's what's up. It's your man, G-Wade, holding it down. G-Wade Podcast. Y'all know what it is.